So we're going to show you what we mean when we talk about air pollution, specifically in Uganda. This is Beta, and I'm with Abraham, Joey, and Joel. We're from Youth in Green Dialogues. And today we're talking about air pollution, basically in Uganda, and how it has affected the youth. And air pollution is the introduction of harmful gases into the atmosphere that are harmful to us and the ecosystem. And that is why it's also called a silent killer, because it kills, but we don't know how it kills.
Yeah, air pollution, we know that it happens, like you've told us, when there is air, harmful substance released to the air. But we do not have demarcated boundaries for the air. And so when this air is released into the atmosphere, it mixes up with the air existing there, and the effects can be felt everywhere, either by what we take in or the effects on the climate. And so the effects begin killing us slowly, so it is a silent killer that we do not know.
Yeah, so that's why I think we also have high mortality rate. They say Uganda, its population, 75% of the population are the youth. So it affects us, the youth, in this way, because it brings respiratory disorders to our respiratory system, whereby it affects our lungs and it causes a difficulty in breathing. And it also affects our crops in the agricultural system, whereby it affects the stomata of the leaves, and this hinders the growth system of the plants, causing a decline in food production.
Yes, and then in air pollution we also have the indoor pollutants and the outdoor pollutants, but let's him give us some of the indoor pollutants.
So some of the indoor pollutants are the gas cylinders, there is charcoal, which people they use to cook, and the lamps, right?
Yes, and then we also have the air fresheners, because we don't know what we're breathing in. These are chemicals made like from a company, the air and all that. So basically that's all about air pollution, and thank you for listening.
There are very many sectors that contribute to air pollution. Chapati making. Chapati making makes use of charcoal. Charcoal, when burnt, it emits carbon monoxide and hydrogen gases to the atmosphere. And this carbon monoxide is inhaled by the seller and the people around the seller. These, most especially, are always the youth, thus creating respiratory disease effects in the youth. Cooking at home using charcoal and polythene bags. Firewood, while cooking, gives out soot which contains carbon monoxide, which causes effect to the eyes, the breathing system, and at times contributes to cough. Roadside meat roasting could be equally compared to chapati making business, whereby charcoal is also used. We have cooking using firewood. Firewood, while cooking, gives out soot which contains carbon monoxide. When we see the fire, the burning, this emits chemical gases and pollen, which are really harmful substances, which increase the PM 2.5, which collides, causing smog. We have the natural bush burning. When it comes to the activity of brick baking is a process of turning the brick from its original soil color to a bright orange color, which is mostly used because it is stronger than the unbaked. And in this process, one needs huge logs of tree trunks. So one will be forced to go into the forest and cut down the trees that help in the greenhouse effect. And then we have the big industries. These industries are the major contributors to the excessive amount of carbon monoxide in the atmosphere. It gives out a big soot when the factory or industries are in the process of production. We see that there's a lot of emission of carbon monoxide and the various other gases. When it comes to transport sector, transport pollution, we find that these burn a lot of gasoline, those fuel fossils that they use as an engine starter. But all these burn. There's a combustion that happens during the process of starting the engine or during the process of locomotion of these transport means. These gases that are emitted, we have carbon monoxide, we have nitrogen dioxide, we have hydrogen oxide, all these which are so dangerous to the environment and to the health. When the land is being cleared or in a dusty area, we find that the dust is all emitted into the atmosphere. When we have big trucks driving into the maram roads, they cause a lot of dust to rise into the atmosphere, and so the more dust that is emitted affects the health of the population that is within the area, and also it causes smog into the atmosphere. These construction and dusty maram roads cause haze and foul air into the atmosphere, which are very dangerous to the health of an individual. All these, when emitted into the atmosphere, are as harmful as a person smoking 10 cigarettes in a day. Imagine.